The Painbringer is a dexterity build which uses a dual flail setup, one of them being the family heads. I used no spell with this build, but using its skill before engaging in melee combat paved my way to become Elden Lord with little difficulty. Now let's see how this build works by starting with the stats. 36 Vigor in combination with Radahn's Great Rune will give us plenty of HP for tanking. 13 Mind will get us to 101 FP, which is enough to use the Familial Rancor skill 4 times. 21 Endurance will give us plenty of stamina for spamming attacks. 72 Dexterity will give our weapons great damage. 16 Intelligence is the minimum needed to use the Family Head's Flail. A minimum of 10 Strength is needed for the Nightrider Flail, while Fate and Arcane are not required for this build, so we will put no points into these stats. In the right hand we have the Family Head's Flail, and its skill, Familial Rancor, is similar to Rancor Call, and it summons vengeful spirits that track enemies with great accuracy. Its casting time is very long however, so knowing when to use the skill is very important in order to avoid taking damage. Luckily, you can roll out of the animation if necessary to avoid getting hit. Its damage is decent considering it deals magic damage, and we have little investment into intelligence. I found myself using it more often before engaging in melee combat to apply more pressure. The Family Head's Flail has A scaling in dexterity, which pairs nicely with a keen Nightrider Flail, which also has A scaling in dexterity, so by having a lot of points into this stat we will deal good damage. When buffed by the flask and exalted flesh and bonus AR from consecutive attacks, we can reach up to 1000 AR on Family Heads and almost 900 AR on Nightrider Flail. The headpiece we use is the skeletal mask. The rest of the set is completed by the altered Knight's Cavalry armor, Lionel's gauntlets and Knight's Cavalry greaves. The whole set takes us to 52 poise, which is enough to withstand a light attack without getting staggered. Family Heads and its skill, Familial Rancor, deal magic damage, so Magic Scorpion Charm will raise their damage by 12% while we receive 10% more physical damage. This will be countered by the Dragon Crest Great Shield Talisman, which reduces the physical damage we receive by 20%. The Shard of Alexander will also raise the power of Familial Rancor by 15%. And Millicent Prosthetis, which raises our dexterity by 5 points and AR with consecutive attacks by 4%, 6% and 11%. The Spirit Ash for this build is the Archer Ash. The 3 summoned archers shoot Spirit Flame arrows at enemies which apply Frostbite. They are okay as support if we are tanking for them. In the Flask of Wondrous Physique we have the Magic tier, which raises the magic damage of Family Heads and Familial Rancor by 20%. The other tier is Dexterity Gnot tier for 10 bonus points into Dexterity. Both tiers will improve our damage for 3 minutes. Boiled Crab reduces the physical damage we receive by 20%. It is a must-have against most endgame bosses due to their high physical damage. Exalted Flesh will raise our physical damage by 20% for 30 seconds. I only used it against bosses who deal no physical damage like Renala, Gideon and Elden Beast. If you want to go to level 150, going to 99 dexterity will allow you to reach almost maximum damage with the flails. And you can also replace the Dexterity Knot tier with Thorny Cracked tier, which raises your AR with consecutive attacks by 9%, 13% and 20%, which stacks with Millicent Prosthetis. Going to 50 Vigor will greatly improve your HP, while the 9 remaining points can be placed into Intelligence if you want to raise the power of Family Heads and its skill, or into Endurance for more stamina. Make sure you check out the previous Dead Sorcery builds, don't forget to vote in the community post which magic school you want me to cover next, and stay tuned for the upcoming Skeleton Archer build. Bye!